that and have cooked it.
New music from Real as Promised.
I don't mean to sound conceited, but they be acting like they don't know greatness when they see it. Just brace yourself and bear witness, cause you can't unbelieve it. And haters, they gon' jab, but see, I feel so undefeated. Yeah, let me talk to 'em. I never claim to be perfect, but I aim to be worth it. The name is the purpose. Never hear me wearing any chains on my verses, nor a robbery of any change out of purses. Never hear me brag on credentials. I never had a silver spoon, baby, it was plastic utensils. Clever but class, your everlasting official. Center of my home when I passed the prudential. Brick City born, ever since the days of naughty. Babes adore me, what amazing story. Wave applaud me, haters on me, but I skated through it all. I call it my blades of glory. But the struggle, how did I get by it? Many call me a cocky giant, throwing stones at me, but I'm not Goliath. I can never fall at fake's knees, rather pick up the stones they threw at me and make these with ease. I don't mean to sound conceited, but they be acting like they don't know greatness when they see it. Just brace yourself and bear witness, cause you can't unbelieve it. And haters, they gon' jab, but see, I feel so undefeated. Hell, I feel so undefeated. Hell, I feel so undefeated. Hell, don't mean to sound conceited. Hell, class session, please proceed it. Hell, I feel so undefeated. Hell, I feel so undefeated. Hell, don't mean to sound conceited. Hell, class session, please proceed it. Hell,
My bad. Yeah! Check 1 2 1 2. It is Saturday, June 12th, 2021, and welcome to another edition of Evolution Dopen Mic, presented by EvoluCulture Ventures. Catch these vibes! I am Sean Battle, your host, as well as the founder and CEO of EvoluCulture Ventures, our goal being to hold space for artists and arts lovers who need it. Since October 9th of 2014, we've been running this show, our flagship show, as one of the premier open mic events in Newark, New Jersey. We've gone virtual due to the pandemic, and since January of this year, we have made this a purely virtual event. Admittedly, things are opening up in New Jersey, and so we may or may not soon be bringing this back to an in-person event. But this doesn't mean our virtual audience will be left in the dust. We've been through a lot together. We've upgraded. As you can see, I am in my own space. I am in my own award, if you will. I don't know if that's a word, but anyway, we upgraded the equipment. And so that was because of all of you and your support. Thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors, the Pod Poets Lounge, Sweet Ma's Pies, Stay Zen Blends, RAP Phenomenal, Moy Cali Words and the Cali Made Collection, as well as our promotional partners, the Poets Playground and the Grapevine's Way. Thank you to all who made this possible. Now, if you are interested in videos such as this and enjoying yourselves, make sure, let me just change something real quick. There we go. Make sure that you subscribe to EvoluCulture here on YouTube and hit the notification bell. We'll be back to more frequent videos as well as our usual live streams. Took a little break here and there just to make sure everything was the way it needed to be. Pardon me if you see my eyes, by the way, going this way. I got two laptops right here, as well as the camera facing me, the new web camera. So please pardon my eyes a little bit. Whew. Tonight's theme is pay up. This month here in June, not only is it Pride Month, happy Pride to everyone within the LGBTQIA community. We do recognize who made all of this possible and who must be respected. Love is love, period. But also, June 19th is Juneteenth, a celebration where we as Black people became free-ish, for those who know the history. I don't celebrate 4th of July for reasons that should be obvious at this point in 2021. So as far as I'm concerned, we're making Juneteenth as big as it needs to be, as it should have been, and has always been in the eyes of many for the longest time. For me, just to get this out the way, this will be released on that day. The cover will be more colored. I had to switch things up a bit. But that is my new poetry book, Happy Endings Are Earned. So that will be out on Juneteenth, and you'll hear selected pieces from that tonight, as well as some selected performers from across the country, Jersey and beyond, and our feature, an individual that I've known since 2007, the legendary poet D.S. Will, the man is still himself. Very excited. So let me just get things rolling, to be honest. Might as well read from this since I had it in my hands. From there, we'll go into round one of the open mic. And where in the heck is it? All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Got a lot of energy. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Check it out. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Sing on what's around. Potholes too deep and hills too steep for unspoken truth. Shackled 2 feet. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Check it out. Dear white liberal, Black Lives Matter, splattered yellow on strips of pavement, is pandering in place of policy change. Just say you don't want to try something new by abolishing police in its current form and go. I'm tired of colorful visuals, clouding visions of fairness. Rename the team, rebrand the syrup, solicit Black writers for journals white as the pages they print on. Social justice is good business now. A game to measure wokeness. See who gives better worded empty promises to acknowledge troublesome times, then time how long before someone asks, "This you?" In the caption of a receipt to ghost of bullshits past and present. I mean, at least there are those clear in their grim reaper hooded visions of future for us Black folk. Something to shoot and stomp to protect entitled resources. Nah, it's you so-called allies I'm eyeing. You who quake at the no peace and no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace, ancestors hexing your privileged foundation. Your ears bleed when ordered to empty pockets. Stand aside so others take office jobs. Be intentional in hiring beyond the pale and male without defaulting to roles like Chief of Diversity. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Check it out. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Sing on what's around, dear white liberal. If our demands to be seen as human beyond dollars and donated organs are a fucking inconvenience, if all you have for genocide that starts when medical questions from a Black mother get ignored by her white doctor are skin-toned band-aids, sit your $5 ass down before we make change with Black masks and Black hoodies out of gated communities. And no, We do not have the cultural capital to storm the Capitol like your conservative comrades, caping for a crybaby colonizer-in-chief who can't take a loss. Gates swung open for them like limousine doors. But fuck that. Anarchy is inevitable, so may it be for the birth of true equity, not for a wannabe emperor. Potholes too deep and hills too steep for unspoken truth, shackled to feet. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Check it out, dear white liberal. Someone's riots will always be another's revolution. Rewind. Dear white liberal, someone's riots will always be another's revolution, and your rhetoric about that or this, that or this, that or this not being a real protest would still be the same should more ground be stained by rivers of black blood before our souls even hit the steps. The current ways got my people bopping in decay anyway. So what's the point of polite if all paths lead to sound bites like Black Lives Matter? Splattered yellow on strips of pavement, scorched in demand for policy change. Sincerely, your hands up, your mouth closed, your ears open, your wallets ready. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Check it out. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Sing on what's around. Potholes too deep and hills too steep for unspoken truth. Shackled to feet. Call it like it is and keep it moving. Check it out. Thank you. Whoo! That was Dear White Liberal out of my book, Happy Endings Are Earned. It will be available June 19th exclusively on EvoluCulture.com. EvoluCulture.com. I said EvoluCulture.com, where you can also find the Catch These Vibes t-shirts and other assorted apparel. Moving right along now. Open mic time. Round 1. Verse. Coming to us from here, there, and everywhere in terms of energy, a regular here at Evolution during our virtual era. Please welcome the owner of Stays and Blends, Miss Lady.
Hello, y'all.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. Good to be here again.
Absolutely. The floor is yours.
Thank you. This is Armed. I taught my daughter to have low expectations of others simply so that she wouldn't be disappointed by the underwhelming of humanity. Because humans have a penchant for letting you down, you know. Misplaced faith will get you killed, or at the very least have a promise unfulfilled. Why not learn early? I taught her to always carry a mirror so that she would be reminded of the one person she could count on. Sometimes it takes 3 men to perform the task of one. And I don't know if I was more proud of the 3 academic degrees I held or more pissed off that as a woman of color, of a different shade in the world we live in, I wasn't really afforded the opportunity to attain any less. Uno, I was allowed into the room. Dos, allowed a seat at the table. Tres, shh. Now they listened. The state license, 2 certificates, and other state certifications afforded me the opportunity to have them see me. I write my own ticket. Now that's the tickets. Get it, kid? I taught my daughter what was taught to me. 2 strikes. Skin color. Female. Now, armed with that knowledge, go out there and be the best version of you that you can be. See those degrees? Before I even got those, your grandfather said they wouldn't be able to take them away from me. So that's why I tell you to read and study. EduCate. That's the secret weapon. And for 12 years, it's free. Now, armed with that knowledge, go out there, be the best version of you that you can be. Why do you think reading was punishable by death during slavery? Because an educated person of color is more dangerous than one armed with bullets, and library access is free. Inhale those words. Remember, learning is a verb. Before you know it, my legacy will be you, leaving your indelible mark upon this earth. Scorch it with your color. Without the darkness, there can be no light, but you are not the dictionary definition of black. Black, adjective, sullen, atrociously wicked, dismal, calamitous, noun, that which is destitute of life. Verb, to soil. You are a Nubian princess. Yes, and you'll grow to be a queen. Don't forget that you have the ability to attain the things of which you dream. They may have stop signs, but God bless you with a light within you that shines a light. It's go time. It's green. He came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. So you see, armed with that knowledge, go out there and be the best version of you that you can be. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you so much, Miss Lady. I appreciate you so much. And just like before, normally, yes. Shout out to Clubhouse for bringing us together. More on that later. But normally I ask you to share your Instagram and everything. But I think we're gonna run it back like we did before and have people catch these ads.
Evolution Dopen Mic, powered by EvoluCulture, is sponsored by Stay Zen. Stay Zen is a champion of mental health advocacy and chronic illness awareness. Stay Zen specializes in cruelty-free, plant-based, essential oil products. Stay Zen, from illness to wellness. You can find Stay Zen at www.stayzen.org. Or you can find them on Instagram at StayZenBlends.
Oh, my bad. The freaking music. Shout out to Don Krypton for putting that together. But yes, StayZenBlends, owned by Miss Lady. She is one of our sponsors here for EvoluCulture events. You'll hear from more of them, in fact, in a few moments. But if you are interested in being a sponsor, email evoluculture@gmail.com for our sponsorship package so that you can have a commercial aired as well as other posts made on our social media, plus more, especially since we're going to be doing in-person events very, very soon. With that said, from one sponsor to another, a man who gave me the opportunity to finally be on Spotify. More on that in a second. But for now, we got to bring in Mr. Real as Promised himself, R.A.P. Phenomenal. Bro, your mic.
Oh, there I go. I got it. I'm on it. We live now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we out here, man. Mr. Sean Battle. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. I'm glad, new equipment and everything. I'm feeling a lot better than I have been in the last couple months. So, and thank you we did the video. We started shooting the video for Freedom.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that opportunity, man. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So before I get started, I just want to say alumni to everybody listening. My album, Alumni, by yours truly, Real as Promised, is available now on all major platforms. And I'm about to get into a joint off there called Warm It Up. It's Saturday. It's halfway sunny, halfway cloudy. Look like it's about to pour down, but we're gonna party a little bit. Let's have some fun. This joint is called Warm It Up. Let's go. Yeah. That's what we gonna do. So what we gonna do? Hey, warm it up, warm it up. Hey, warm it up, warm it up. Hey, and we just getting started. So what we gonna do? Warm it up, 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 and we just getting started. Yes. What we gonna do? Warm it up, warm it up. warm it up, warm it up. Yeah. Verse 1, like, you may look at it as rap. I look at it as a way of life. Witness the realest and illest when you take away the hype. The gift given displayed on my day-to-day, I making it look so easy is something I naturally do. Very reason the top spots within my natural view. It was written permanently, it's a tattoo with two. He the sickest has to be true. Guessing this flow was an actual flu. Really, he was born with it. Torn with it, torn in it. Full blaze, raining along with it. I'm gone with it. The entire world on my palm with it. Calm with it. Crazy animal when the farm crawls and I'm home with it. Lines crack besides that. Everything that's making your mind flat, I'm times that. I go get it from the get-go. Thinking otherwise, better let go. Better put this on repeat and let it echo, echo. What we gonna do? Warm it up, 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 and we just get started. Drums drive like, woo. What we gonna do? Warm it up, warm it up, warm it up, warm it up, warm it up. Hey, warm it up, and we just get started. All right, yo, big smile when you're looking at me and blessed. They add the stress. This is actually a test. Some brown juice in the blunt. Past the cess. I'm receiving the yak like yards after the catch. I'm in my own class. That's a topic of fact. They put others close to me that don't properly match. Ownership beyond skill. My property jack. I'm Jersey's biggest problem since property tax. Think I'm going out on a ledge, but I passed the doc. Any reason why I'm the sick, I never asked the doc. Want to know what they call my verses when I'm rapping? I best up on nerve. Put that under a Snapple top. Giving them great bars, great songs. What the talent say? Good money out the negative. What my balance say? Skill built from the roots. Rap version. Alex Hayes say give it your best shot. Rap burner. Alan Ray. Spotted the problem. Think I got a solution. Fraudulent activity. They already polluting. Holly hooting by Rugers that they ain't Holly shooting. I'm itching on your little Fiesta. Party hooping. Fire on the wordplay. I cook off skill. Give me an inch. I'ma take a football field. Don't even mention me. All victory when I'm in the ring. No, I'm going for anything. I know what it must be. And being less me. Nobody arrive or rise above me. When I got the floor, don't interrupt me. You ain't talking great. You can't discuss me. I know what it must be. They ain't being less me. Nobody alive will rise above me. When I got the floor, don't interrupt me. You ain't talking great. You can't discuss me. Me. Yes, I got it with me. I'm just here to put you on. You gon' look at me like, what the fuck have you been on? This, that, caution yellow. Take stand back cause you been warned. No, this ain't even a game. I'm just getting warm. So what we gonna do? Warm it up, warm it up, warm it up, warm it up. Yes, warm it up. And we just getting started. Drum drive like. So what we gonna do? Warm it up. Yes, warm it up. Warm it up. And we just getting started. Yes, I go by the name of RAP. RAP stands for Real As Promise. Be advised that alumni is available right now. Please go get that, stream it, purchase it on Bandcamp, stream it on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Napster, anywhere you stream music, alumni is there. Real As Promise. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Woo!
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you so much, man. Yo,
you already.
Let me just say this while you here, because I saw the video for Warm It Up today.
Okay.
Shout out to the skater Ant Lava.
Yes, Ant Lava.
That shit was crazy.
Appreciate it.
I can't picture that nothing but as a daggone skating rink anthem. You want me going back to the skating rink for that, man. Thank you so much. Please check it out, man.
Appreciate it.
And in case you ain't hear him the first time or the second time, 3 times the charm, do me a favor and catch this ad.
Evolution Dopen Mic, powered by EvoluCulture, is sponsored by Real As Promise. New album Alumni available on Bandcamp, featuring the new single Freedom featuring Sean Bell. Real As Promise. New album Alumni available for purchase and streaming and downloading on Bandcamp.
Whew. Dag, once again, that is Mr. Real As Promise, RIP Phenomenal. Thank you so much, everything, man. All right. I'm just checking out the chat to see what we got here going on. If you are on YouTube, shout outs. If you're watching us on YouTube, shout outs to you for being in the group chat. You'll also see at the top, donations are welcome. If you would like to give something, tip us. We normally do covered events, but Corona. So we got to do it the way we got to do. But feel free to tip us, donate, Cash App at EvoluCulture, $ EvoluCulture, I should say. Peace to Ty Caldwell, Ms. Ladies in the chat, Embrace Life, peace. Latasha Stewart, peace, peace. Thank you so much. And Shavea Newton, thank you so much for joining us as well. If you are on the open mic list in any way, shape, or form, Blue Poetress, I see you. If you are on the open mic in any way, shape, or form, and you're in the public chat, feel free to log in right now, regardless of where you are in the schedule I sent. And because Real As Promise decided to do all that for us, I'm going to just... Fuck your black on black, it's the white out that is poison. Assimilation be the cultural abortion. The only time I'm not pro-choice is when my voice be archived yet all distorted. Cease all recording till we learn better. Silence of nuance sees the big picture murder. This whole need to be dapper, should be rooted in pride or how black gold dipped if ever be divine. Never should uniforms conform to conditions of melanin neck snappers and news traditions. Whichever one for us, see this monsters first. Drivers or backseat fillers for a hearse. Behold the curse to supremacy. These heartbeats, flossing without the croonery on fleek, bopping and barreling like my breath is illegal. No hoodie, but so could be a Trayvon sequel. No business suits up bulletproof vest. Every demonstration is a test. Before it's time for the new world order, we must decide if we shall be slaughtered. No business suits up bulletproof vest. Every demonstration is a test. Before it's time for the new world order, we must decide if we shall be slaughtered. I am done with black fist, bloody rainbows, or boxing genitals as if men cannot be hoes, leaving behind the imperfect downtrodden. Yet trolls and suits still won't see us as less rotten. The clean cut and fed can be just as dead as fiends for whom fade and high stage dread. Low vibrations be more wickedness they should know when all kinds of shit will not fully awaken. Some look the part till niggas break the arcs over heads of lovers, such as mothers and aunts. Rash become rich as your character, conceive the giving a currency, no substance of receiving. Action is affirmative when no one's left behind. Gender, creed, and class connect the grind. Centuries of building each table of content. Talk like what countries your truth is continents. No business suits up bulletproof vest. Every demonstration is a test. Before it's time for the new world order, we must decide if we shall be slaughtered. No business suits up bulletproof vest. Every demonstration is contest. Before it's time for the new world order, we must decide if we shall be slaughtered. No business suits up bulletproof vest. Every demonstration is a test. Before it's time for the new world order, we must decide if we shall be slaughtered. No business suits up bulletproof vest. Every demonstration is a test. Before it's time for the new world order, we must decide if we shall be slaughtered. Woo! Lord have mercy. Again. All right. Lord have mercy. Let's do this. Thank you, DS. Thank you. He just said something to me in the private chat we got. All right. Damn, now I'm gonna need a quick snack. Let me get myself together. If you want to know what I'm about to bite into, do me a favor and catch this ad.
Evolution Dopen Mic, powered by EvoluCulture, is brought to you by Montana's Sweet Moss Pies, the one and only sea moss bean pie. 100% vegan, 200% delicious. Montana's Sweet Moss Pie. You can follow them on Facebook at Montana's Sweet Moss Pie and on Instagram, Sweet Moss Pie. Place your order today.
Hold up. Oh, almost forgot. There we go. I will get used to this camera, I promise. But yes, shout out to Joe Montana and Sweet Moss Pie. That's what I'm eating on right now. This is our first food sponsor here at EvoluCulture. Definitely appreciate them and the fact that they are local. So thank you so much. Very rich. My God. And what did I grab? I grabbed I grabbed the regular version, but they also have one where it's sugar crust as well. So definitely, if you are in the area, check them out. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm about to do something. He gonna hate me for this. Oh, no. Let me ask for consent. Mr. Krypton, you mind being on screen for a second. He's gonna hate me for this, but like we said before, in life, you either adapt or you perish. That is evolution. So where is he? I know he can hear me. Oh.
I'm here. What's happening?
I just want people to see your face to let them know who's helping me behind the scenes, because Lord knows we cannot do this on our own. Also, do you have a? I was just curious. Did you have a piece for us by any chance?
If you need one, I can certainly give one if necessary.
All right. But yes, Lord, I'm gonna turn it over to our general manager as I say, round 2, verse.
What's going on, y'all? Don Krypton, General Manager, EvoluCulture. I was not prepared, so I don't have my gear ready, but you already know who I am. We are here every single day, every single Thursday. Y'all know where to find us, EvoluCulture.com. We got the gear, we got the shows, we got everything going on. So thank you very much for showing up today. My piece, relatively new one, was probably going to debut at probably Juneteenth, but hey, this is the show for Juneteenth here. And it's called You Know You Black. Now, I might be dating myself a little bit right now, but before Steve Harvey, there was the Doug Banks morning show, and they were a hilarious bunch of fools, and they would have me rolling in the morning before middle school. They had a segment called Broke Down Records and remixes of songs whenever they were bored. So they did a remix of the Cha Cha Slide, but there's one line in my mind that always resides. Something happened and they got pulled over and they kept repeating one line over and over. Do you know you black? Do you know you black? Now, as a child, I thought that was kind of wild, not understanding the implications of that. A few years later, my family took a trip down to St. Peter's and, my parents, teenage me and my baby sisters, driving down the road in the left lane. A van was in front of us, a little slow, and it was kind of a pain. So Dad drove up to his bumper a little too tight, and all of a sudden we see those blue and red lights. Get pulled over. Cop opened this door and took cover. Another cop shows up behind, then another, then another. So the cop approaches slowly, their hands on their gun, one on the left, one on the right, 3 kids in the back, and this is a scary sight. Cop says, you were up on that van kind of close, and in my mind, you need 4 cops for that? You doing the most. The second officer sees his daughters in the sun and finally breathes and takes his hand off his gun. After some small talk, he asks for license and registration. Thank the Lord, my father is a man of patience. So as the officers make their way back, I whisper real quietly, do you know you black? Now, at the time, it was funny, it relieved a bit of tension, but even then, understanding something far worse could have happened was far beyond my comprehension. I think my first real scare came when I was driving. New car, new license, loud music. I was vibing, feeling myself. Decided to step on the gas, then whoop, whoop. Not so fast. He walks behind my car and comes up the right, hand on his waist in my rear view sight. Leaning, rolling down my window with the squeaky sound, he leans in and gives me the familiar rundown. License and registration, please. And by the way, sir, are you smoking weed? Before I can even get a chance to respond to what was about to unfold, he literally takes a finger and swipes down my center console. Fortunately, he pulls back a finger full of dust. Not only have you lost my trust, but you look dumb. I wasn't even thinking about it at the time, but that cop was straight up assuming I was guilty of a crime. There was only one thing I could think of after that, and it was the line, you smoking crack, do you know you black? So wonder why we don't trust the police, because at any point in time, they have an excuse to make us deceased. So when I'm reminded of Philando Castile or Sandra Brown, I know that the public servants aren't pulling us over to lend us a hand. See, they see us as a threat before we even give it a chance, and if we're slightly out of order, that could be our last dance. It's a shame we have to protest for police reform, because treating people with decency should be the norm. And it's a shame that when I'm not wrong, I gotta think before I react. And the one line that comes to my mind: do you know you black?
Woo! Hashtag that's my GM. Thank you so much, man. And that is a very dope piece. I just love your growth, man. Seriously. Thank you so much.
Working on it. Let me get back in my dungeon.
Got you.
I see.
Oh man, Doc Krypton on Instagram and Facebook. I know he's like, boy, if you don't get, but hey, adapt or perish, y'all. Adapt or perish. On that note, we're going to keep it rolling with one more open micer for the second round, and then we're going to get into our feature. Before we do that, though, we have a lot of sponsors. I mentioned RAP Phenomenal being a sponsor. It's one thing for brands and everything to be a sponsor for us. It's another for artists and their brands to sponsor us as well. It means a lot. So here's one more example of that as you catch this ad.
Evolution Dopen Mic, powered by EvoluCulture, is sponsored by the Pod Poets Lounge, a poetry and spoken word podcast born with fellow poets in mind. Listen to some wicked poetry, wordplay, rap wisdom, plus play some Pod Poets trivia, and get all the moments from every episode on your favorite listening app. When you can't find the sunshine, be it the Pod Poets Lounge. You can find them on their website at thepodpoetslounge.carrd.co and on your favorite listening app.
Huh? Oh, my bad. Man, they stay with the music. Jesus Christ. But yes, the Pod Poets Lounge, a most recent addition to our sponsorship team. I love their programming. Most recently, an episode of theirs had our president, Treasure Board, as a guest. Part interview show, part trivia game show. So interesting combination that keeps everything running. So do check them out, the Pod Poets Lounge podcast on all podcast platforms. From there, we go into another individual who I met through another platform, that being TikTok. Definitely one of the reasons why I'm still on the app. Please welcome Blue Poetress.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. The floor is yours.
Thank you. All right. In celebration of Juneteenth, this is my contribution to the platform. It's untitled. Turn the other cheek. Which one? The one with master's insignia, or the one that's repeatedly hit with verbal uppercuts? My white flag is stained with blood and guts and bullet holes. No matter how hard I try, it just won't fly. Mama went on TV asking for peace over her slain son. Trust the system, she pleaded, and then openly professed her Christian love for forgiveness of murderers. Love, fuck that. Peace, fuck that. Trust, fuck that. Forgiveness, yeah, fuck that too. God, forgive me. Aren't you tired? Aren't we tired? Tired of always being the ones to literally bend over backwards for our abusers? I say enough. I want to burn some shit. I want to leave the football stadium and flip some cars over shit. I want to light Molotov cocktails and pelt them at the cops kind of shit. I want to throw bricks at the establishment, toppling them from the outside in. I want to call everyone who doesn't look like me the same Rachel slur because since, well, you know, they all look alike. I want to open up fire hoses and unleash pit bulls while they peacefully speak their beliefs. I want to be able to commit a capital and federal offense and fucking get away with it just because I have the fucking privilege. I want judges to prove me innocent without even cracking my file. I want it all, but I can't, can I? Because this skin, this dark brown molasses cocoa bean shea butter skin that I'm living in would rather live than prove a point with a shot to my back. Go on, mama. Say your piece. Go ahead, say what you're going to say. Forgive them if you want to. Don't mind me. I'll just be in the back side-eyeing motherfuckers. Thanks.
Woo! Yo, that is insane. The ending, it was the ending for me. Thank you so much. Let them know where we can find you.
You can find me on TikTok as Blue Poetress. You can find me on Instagram as Blue Poetress Speaks, and on Clubhouse every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time when pens speak.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll definitely check you out. Whew. All right, y'all. It's been a wonderful night. Yeah, it's been a wonderful show so far, and we still got a lot of show left. While I get my thoughts together, because we got one more poem from me, and then we're gonna get into our feature. So in the meantime, do me a favor and catch this ad.
Evolution Dopen Mic, powered by EvoluCulture, is sponsored by the Kali May Collection. Bling differently with apparel and handmade jewelry from the Kali May Collection. Each piece is crafted with the hope that wearers will be reminded of their greatness and their possibility. Love, light, bling bright with the Kali May Collection. You can find them at www.thekalimaycollection.com and on Instagram, the Kali May Collection.
Peace to the Kali May Collection and its owner, its main jeweler, the poet and author Moy Cali Words. Again, another supporter of ours for EvoluCulture. We definitely appreciate it, and do check them out, y'all. The jewelry is just phenomenal. Kind of a segue into that. Cali's work really focuses a lot on love, and in recognizing Juneteenth and recognizing freedom, I also want to take this time to recognize love in that sense, because I do feel as though when we recognize love, that also is part of the revolution. I don't know why my book was not in my hand as I was doing this. But yeah, so I'm going to read this. Here we go. This was inspired by a former feature of ours and a regular supporter of EvoluCulture, Neil Wakia. She has a song called Aphrodisiac, and I was inspired to write a poem that shares the same title that was inspired by the song. So that's where this comes from. This is also in Happy Endings Are Earned, which again comes out Juneteenth exclusively on EvoluCulture.com. I no longer do Amazon. Your boy gets all the profits as a self-published author. Help a brother out, support Black businesses. There we go. Aphrodisiac. Breath and melody in tune with heartbeat. Worries, tethered to clothing, lay powerless around our bed. My hands, in search for knots, listen for the switch up in your rhythm as confirmation. I take my time, Restrain the wolf in me till every hip and thigh are tenderized. I get to your feet, recall kicks and swerves made for survival, yet they remain inviting in appearance. But I know better. So, before my tongue helps bring your heel back to life, I ask what will forever be repeated for any morsel of your time. May I add to your self-love? Be the extra hands that help peel red lace off your dark chocolate. Be lips valid enough for you to melt against. I promise this is not only for my consumption. I want to know if I can complement the bliss you manifest for yourself. Once, you told me how men denounced the goddess in you, regulated your magic towards monetary gain for their pockets only. I made a promise since then. Be gentle. Do not ascend you until you want to be ascended. Want nothing but your trust in me, seeing your rivers flow without fear of contamination. Hold you while the storm in you subsides. Slide palms across your back till your body finishes crying joy. I value you beyond experience and artistry. Should you sing tonight, a note higher for every stroke, may it be of healing. My mouth, a leech sucking out the sickness gathered from having to human for decades on. I may never know fully of what you went through, but will love your inner hell into eviction and replace it with heaven's charm. Aphrodisiac. Ooh. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It is time for our feature, for our headliner, an individual. We go back 2007, 2008. He's someone who I've always respected, always appreciated, not just for his artistry, but for his work ethic. I'm glad he's here. And I'm glad he is going to show you all the Kryptonian energy one's wordsmith can muster. Those who know his backstory, you'll catch that reference. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, your feature, your ascended artist for the pay-up edition of Evolution Dopen Mic, one that embodies the phrase, if you won't, D.S. Will.
Word on the street is that Black Lives Matter. And it was all yellow. Such a cold play of defiance, but pardon the lack of applause, my hands are still filled from catching hell at home where the hatred is. You see, the hate that you give isn't novel. It's a cauldron that's been brewing and no longer can be distilled. But how long can we shake time in a bottle before it cracks underneath the pressure of bending knee, no cap? Just 9 minutes and 23 seconds proposing to live with this ring, the brass knucks up tension. countering supremacy, hustle through those boys in the hood, peddling like the cool kids who still miss cornbread despite having their seat at the table. Well, at least it's covered in kente cloth. And you can save it for the next time you want us to dance at the polls. The lowering of the Confederate is for the betterment of who? They're just biding for time. Or the next instance until we can add another t-shirt to our collection. Well, while they were busy being covert under COVID through corporate cash-ins, we cranes in the sky soared through that foul breeze, drew inspiration from the winds of change while others are still waiting to chime. Shh, it's a silent protest. And we dare not want to wake up anyone who still may be asleep in what used to be considered master's bathroom. But no knock warrants those intruders being locked up. Plain clothes increase the chances of that tailor not being able to march with Walker down that aisle. So we jog our memory, reminding ourselves that we can't run in any neighborhood unless we're crawling. After biting the bullet to satisfy their appetite for destruction, when they get finished viewing the latest director's cut of tampered body cam footage of snuff films, gaining rave reviews from all the president's men, is this thing on? And perhaps you can answer this question. What's the capital of a coup in the state of emergency? Well, at least let's resurrect compassion if you possibly can be touched by Elisha's bone-chilling pleas that I'm different. I'm an introvert. I was just going to the store, asking for directions, dancing in the street, playing with the toy, watching my nephew, reaching for my phone, retrieving my wallet, or breathing, which still seems to be hard to do. In peace. Let's get it. Thank you all. Just going to keep the train moving. Again, my name is D.S. Will. I'm out of Raleigh, North Carolina, but I represent Jersey City, New Jersey all day. 201 is still a part of my phone number, not because I'm lazy to change it, but that is who I am, Jersey all day. Shout out to Mr. Sean Battle as well, and the whole EvoluCulture for this platform. This next piece is entitled Food Inc. Much for that burger on the menu. See, there's a war going on outside, and our salvation is of none of that Army's concern. Overdraft on food banks disrupts the balance to take into account of what's worth saving. Too many feasting on famine, leaving bravery malnourished in feeble attempts to bite the hand that starves us. Well, that's the process, right? Preservatives weren't meant to preserve us. So we doubled down on fast food, too furious to fuel through drive-thrus. Breaking those speed laws results in cardiac arrest. And now we're too out of shape to even exercise, the very desire to ignore our feeds. But let's be honest with ourselves. When's the last time that you got full off of a word salad? But as readers, we continue to digest what our souls can't stomach. Maybe it's a bit hard to swallow. Supersizing our attentions to reach top tier after having breakfast of champions with Little Debbie. Word of mouth is sleight of hand in the face of Popeye marketing. Out back, the stakes are still high. And even though we got beef, it's quite difficult to quit cold turkey. Well, that's what happens when the dominoes never fell in your favor and the only thing you ever wanted was a piece of the pie. And now we've reached the portion of the menu where culture becomes synonymous with what we ingest. Good eating after Sunday morning service prepares us for Monday's afternoon's doctor's appointments due to skepticism of Tuskegee cousins, and the sterilization of queens means there's less at our family reunion, and I get it. A Wendy's 4 for $4 can travel further across a hobbled dinner table, and microwave recipes prevents another evening of canned laughter over candlelight. But when do we stop passing on just type 2 to our offspring? Have we not amputated enough limbs off of that family tree? When you've been grilled all day, When the smoke finally clears, you can see that life ain't no picnic basket. And it's going to take more than a yogi to stretch minimum wage and cover the bare necessities. We are infatuated within this chemical romance where addiction is now our diction, and that language will continue to be soured, even with a sweet tooth, twisted metal of utensils, sprinkling the salt of the earth in any season, ingredients that we can't even pronounce. So I'm pretty sure the FDA won't mind if we miss another couple of servings of mama's cooking. How much for that burger on the menu? Well, it depends if you value that meal more than your life. This next piece I was inspired to write by an independent film by the name of Kicks. And it's a fantastic movie, and it told the story of a young man who lived on the West Coast, very poor, lived in an impoverished neighborhood, and was not popular, did not have the name brand clothing, ostracized, no attention given to him. So he happened to find this person who was selling a pair of Jordans out of their trunk for a low amount. So he stole the money from his mother and purchased the Jordans, and instantly his life changed. People were speaking to him. He was invited to social gatherings. There was an esteem that had been created for the first time that had never been present before. Unfortunately, someone stole those sneakers, and what we saw was a descent of this individual and the desperate measures he went to retrieve these sneakers, even if it meant killing people. And from the outside looking in, you're like, that's ridiculous. It's just a piece of clothing. But if you come from that particular type of environment, you know how important it is for individuals to be visible, to have a sense of ownership, and understanding that this child in this movie did not want to go back to being invisible, and he would do anything in his power to prevent that. And from that movie came this piece, which is called Kicks. You ever notice that the word gardens is usually associated with the names of project buildings and apartment complexes, but rarely is the grass greener on the other side? Only lit to form these accumulus clouds hovering next to flickering bodega lights. Now that usually means a new idea is attempting to be born, but you're probably going to come up short if you're looking to transform your thoughts into pennies. And in other words, where I'm from, poverty is not a fad sponsored by Banana Republic. And hanging tongues from sneakers aren't acquired from following in the footsteps of trendsetters. You see, mom wears the pants around these parts, and no matter how many times we visit coin-operated laundromats, our collars were never going to be white. So I guess it's true what they say, that clothes do make the man. It's the very reason why these J's in my feet are worth more than any letters you'll discover on my report card. Now, some may view that as being an Achilles heel. I see it as being a step up from being stomped in the yard or serve another helping of the baker's dozen, still not enough dough to get the new addition. So these tears prove I can't stand the rain. But NE heartbreak can be mended with true religion conversion, especially when we finally understand how those prophets work. See, I'm still healing. Scratch that. Still reeling from initial rejection of round the way girls. Cliques of child-supported heels were supposed to take them somewhere over the rainbow, where they can view syndicated episodes of Living Color before falling prey to cults of personality, leaving nothing behind but Grey's Anatomies. You see, name recognition and pride is tied together like a Windsor. And I'm not trying to create a noose, just another afternoon of me and the homies hanging. But we peep what you're trying to do. Create these so-called bridges over poverty into the sunken place, being kept afloat by dookie rope chain of fools, popping those tags littered on the trail of tears, which wasn't supposed to be native to those Americans, still making reservations at the Section 8, but never enough for just the 10 of us, spoon-feeding, political rhetoric, but what do I bring to the table? My worth was never measured in your livestock. To survive in this animal farm, you have to have the meanest of struts and the latest of trends and hope for the impeachments of presidents so finally somebody can represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. You better not have a bootlegged gait if you want to keep up with the movers and shakers. Make sure your strides are authentic in order to capture a new balance. In these kicks, I no longer have to wish I was a little bit taller. I'm stepping on top of the skulls of crushed egos, those who wanted to leave scuffs after scuffles when I tear down the poster childs of stick-up kids who wish they could possess these souls. Because if you took a step in my old pair, you'll see the amount of blisters I've gathered in climbing up the shoulders of tradition to whisper in the ears of my classmates, but unfortunately, they're not trying to hear that. I'm tired of breaking ankles and crossing over just to reach the circumference of the in crowd. So if popularity is the desperate cousin of acceptance, you tell old girl to save the last dance on prom night. Because I don't have anything else. In other words, feet, don't fail me now. This next piece was a part of a competition in which we had to draw inspiration from a painting, and this particular painting subject was a young lady who just looked exhausted and had her head on a table, and there was nothing else, and she was wearing yellow. So with that said, this is called The Story of Her, and it is off of a collection of poems entitled Selective Hearing that will be released soon. And Kicks was on actually the first single. When I give you all my social media information, you know exactly where to find these things. She doesn't hang her head in defeat. She's simply adjusting the swing to mend her injured visions. If you notice, in the middle of her palms are calluses from spinning color wheels that would often land on black and blues while wrestling to keep control of her crown from being taken to appease purple mountains' majesties. Sipping tea, absolutely not. She's too busy brewing up storms despite angry suns abandoning their posts of illuminating her essence in John Lennon's imagination. Imagine there's no catcalls filling up hotlines and she gives cold shoulders to so-called admirers, or standing up to invitations to sit in the laps of those patriarchs. You see, that Joan of Arc never floated in those thirst traps. And that's the beauty of her struggle, the victory in her vulnerability, the very thirst in her tears that allows her to chase her thoughts. But never could we weaken the potency of her passion. If heaven had a height, we are standing on the shoulders of celestials in order to christen her, and that's not even the half of her forecast. Imagine during infancy, aspirations begin gaining momentum. She is now fully armed in earshot of vision boards, leaving the windows of her soul open to experience the gust of mind-blowing decisions. But if you notice that her head hangs low, maybe it's because gravity is jealous of her ascension. If her heart seems heavy, that means that she never took love lightly. If you notice there's a bit of a limp in her walk, maybe it's due to her using anchors as training wheels to prepare her for life's journey. Somewhere left to center, right around rough edges, combing through insecurity, breaching, passing words to punctuate her presence at the end of life's sentence while using the borrowed hand to time the stretch infinity into seconds. She doesn't hang her head in defeat. She's simply using the table as a sounding board because most have gone deaf to her silence. She is poking holes in their theories like side slits, and she hasn't been shy since. The side splits on a skeletal cocoon, showing off her angel wings in front of demonized. If they demonize her presence as being nothing more than a devil in a dress, so maybe she needs a couple of more moments to replenish. especially after the many attempts of plucking that wildflower growing outside of the exit of Eden when she realized she is more than just Adam's rib. She is the very backbone infused into neglected goddesses left abandoned on forgotten memory lanes. She doesn't hang her head in defeat. She's simply waiting for the next time to rise. All right, folks, going to close this set out with a final piece that was inspired by a play that I co-wrote with a series of wonderful artists. It was called Part in My Ashes, and it basically took place during the Reconstruction era, and each of us basically created a character. And I created a character by the name of Jessup Charles. I was inspired by a African-American railroad worker and just envisioned what his life must be like. And this is the piece. It's called Jessup. They say that you can tell how free a man is by the length of his chains. Well, you can understand why I seek a new leash on life. Neck of the woods spasms when attempting to find the forest for the trees, but not once has anyone ever offered me an olive branch. Just tickets to ride and accompany them on that great escape from the witch we call life. I'm just waiting for the ease to drop so that my soul can get a proper hearing. But in the meantime, this uniform will perform daily exorcisms of those with diseased self-esteem while carrying ghost loads of callous victims. But hey, I'm not invisible. You would think a man of my stature would have learned how to capture his balance on eggshells, but I remain unevenly yoked with the have not. I acquired this tunnel vision. Who knows what highway to perdition I'd be hitchhiking on, because my aspiration is already suffered from 4 flags. So that don't stop me though from picturing my fancy suit in one of those spiffy cases. Can you imagine me or somebody, Mr. Charles? Who am I kidding? I got enough emotional baggage, especially since the only woman I ever loved got her one-way ticket to heaven. Only knows what hell neglects to tell it. Each and every single day, I have to push pride to the back of my cheek, make way for the saliva to spit on the leather on shoes that conveniently walks around my presence to find this proper footing on my back. Underneath these nails is hardened remains of yesterday that continue to weave these blistered tales that you can't knapsack and thoughts that you can't pillow. But it's hard to get a good night's sleep anyway, especially when you keep hearing that distant moaning of a train seems to sing a sad refrain into the night. I keep thinking that you're one stop away from being reunited with me. Maybe God's schedule was just off a little bit. Maybe blessings were randomly selected, detained in search while misfortune cross-bucked its way into sliding doors. Lord knows I ain't never been no Jesus, but I'm sure I've walked on water to cover the tracks of my tears. Wetted whistles with those who were familiarly estranged with my train of thought and tried to derail it. Yeah, I know. My hands never cramp from doing God's work. I buried too many bones in the midnight hour and plucked the brow from snake eyes and twisted the bottle cap from that demon. But a fallen angel will always be better than an able-bodied devil. And I'll continue to write you, even if gravity returns my letters to sender. That's why I never leave a stop without a book full of stamps. Thank you. Thank you. Once again, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be on this particular platform. This is a homecoming for me. So be able to be on the Jersey stage is definitely full circle. This is where I cut my teeth, being in the presence of people like Sean Battle. Shout out to Verbal Mayhem, Omar, Assassin, Scott, Thoughtbreakers, is all the individuals that helped me to be able to work on my craft and continue to evolve, no pun intended. If you would like to follow me, you can do so on Instagram at If You Won't DS Will. One word, If You Won't DS Will. You can also follow me on my YouTube page at DS Will, which you will see a bevy of content from poetic performances to music videos to interviews to movie critiques. It's a one-stop shop. I also have an album available called Ink. Don't Fail Me. You can find that on Bandcamp and DS Will. And definitely stay abreast. There's a lot of great things that's happening in the Raleigh area. And I may be utilizing the virtual platform in the future, so I'll definitely be looking to connect with artists so that we can expose Carolinians to some of the great artists up north and back home. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to the artists. Continue to push your pen. To Sean, continue to have this platform with nothing left to be said. Always 1 equals 2. Peace.
Woo! On your Ric Flair, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the work that you do. Shout outs indeed to Verbal Mayhem. I think the first time I saw you within the pandemic was when we did a whole verbal reunion with different generations of that event, a key event for Jersey poetry history. So it's just great to see you, man. And you had me also on the virtual cipher. So in the mixtape. So I definitely appreciate you, man. And we're gonna be working together more very, very soon, man. Appreciate
yes,
you.
Salute.
Salute. Oh man. Thank you once again, DS Will, for coming through. And thank you to everyone blowing up the chat. So much love given to our open micers and to our feature. Definitely appreciate y'all. Thank you, Embrace Life. Thank you, Camilla. Thank you, Shavea. Thank you, LJ, for being in the chat. Tatiana, thank you for being in the chat. Miss Lady has stayed with us. Shout out to Real as Promise, who was there as well. Thank you so much. Hopefully you are subscribed to EvoluCulture. Thank you, Blue Poetress. Hope you're subscribed to EvoluCulture and hit the notification bell. We're going to go back to a consistent schedule in terms of not just our live streams, such as Evolution Dopen Mic, but also our video uploads as we have more content to share in that regard from past in-person events. But and also in regards to that, speaking of live streams, actually, before I even do that, because we got a lot more programming to show within EvoluCulture as an organization. As example of that, and for those who have Clubhouse, do me a favor and catch this ad.
Join EvoluCulture on Chatty House. Clubhouse every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. CEO Sean Battle and Lady Amethyst open up the floors of one and all on the Clubhouse group of EvoluCulture Ventures. Open mic, let artists be. This is an open mic, so come one, come all, and spit your piece. Let artists be. Only on Clubhouse. Powered by EvoluCulture.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is Let Artists Be open mic. Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern on Clubhouse. We may be taking, well, no, I'm going to just leave it at that. Tune into us Tuesday nights. If you're on Clubhouse, follow us. We do have a Clubhouse group, EvoluCulture Ventures. And for those who have Android now, Clubhouse is on Android. So make sure to download the app and join us there. Again, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Let Artists Be open mic. We also have Off the Mic with the Ism, which is on the third Saturday of each month. streamed live on YouTube. Shout on our YouTube channel. Shout outs to our brand ambassador, The Ism, who is the host. If you're looking for a platform to showcase independent music as well as get the word on the day and what's going on within the industry, that is the show to go. It is a Juneteenth edition because it lands literally on Juneteenth, on June 19th. Yours truly has the honor of being the guest, as that is the same day this drops. So if you want to learn more about Happy Endings Are Earned, as well as just my own journey as a poet and as an entrepreneur, nepotism. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm a whole ass Leo. If you want to learn more about that, check us out off the mic with the Ism, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 19th, Juneteenth. Check us out. Now, I got one more poem to share with you guys, and we're going to close things out. Where in the heck was it? I just had it in my... Oh, here we go. Where did it go? Daggone it. Had it right on my thumb. That is some BS. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, my Lord. This is so sad. This is so not Betch. And I just dated myself with that reference. This speaks for itself. I will just say that it is a bop poem. Look up what the form is. It's one of my favorite forms. When they finally say, hope you figure it out, love, after DMX. Between my bed and dresser drawer are a corner of pillows for when I don't feel like standing up nor climbing into the covers. So I flop on the blankets to lay my head on this soft mountain, cuddle one like a non-existent lover. Hey, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. I close my eyes, remain indecisive on sleeping. My mind jitters like teeth, picking my fingers till blood is drawn, but never is the anxiety extracted. So many years, so many bonds broken over a need to go through shit just to feel human. My putrid patterns never not choke the patience out of people. Hey, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I got to get up. By then, many loved ones tell me to figure it out. Pray from a distance. Only I can warm me up enough to melt away the guilt of wasted potential. I cannot get that time back, nor have the courage to sleep forever. So I ask God, God, get me back on my feet so I can tear shit up. Boom. Let me just check something here. All right. On that note, thank you so much. I'll redo that one. I think the joke is dead. Sorry, something from the private chat. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us in this return of the virtual edition of Evolution Dopen Mic. The equipment works. The upgrades work. We got through it. Hallelujah. Oh my God, it was such a struggle back in the backstage. Thank you so much for those who have been with us from day one of this particular journey, as well as overall, whether you're day one, day 100, we definitely appreciate you. Peace to our open micers who shared tonight. Peace to our feature, DS Will, for laying the smacketh down on incompetence tonight as our feature. And peace to our general manager, Don Krypton, for being the co-producer. Without him, this is not possible. Hint, he helped me figure out the tech and what to buy. My name is Sean Battle. You can follow me on Instagram at Poems by Sean Battle. Happy Endings Are Earned, and all of my poetry books, for that matter, will be available exclusively on EvoluCulture.com. Happy Endings Are Earned will be available come Juneteenth. And stay tuned for how you can sign up on the open mic list for our next show, which is July 10th, my birth month. I repeat, my birth month, along with something else going on that month that we can't talk about yet. But if you want to know what it is, stay tuned on how to keep up with us and how to sign up for the next event presented to you by EvoluCulture Ventures. Catch these vibes. Till next time, you are loved, you are beautiful, you are valued, and no matter what you go through, may you always kick out at 2.
Keep it going for your pedigree. If anything prospers, it is never their weaponry. They gon' entertain your presence, but not your legacy. And your food is good up until they get to your recipe. They greedy for it without any urge to be shared. It better be good no matter who serves and prepares. You were the key to the greatest you. The rule said this. A lot of adults still need to be spoon-fed this. Everybody wanna be everything but themselves. We living in an ever-going game playing charades. Whenever I do wrong, they planning my funeral. So when I do right, figure they should be planning my parade. Yes, it's a cliff, please keep hanging. Cause life is a bed and the sheets need changing. It's also a movie, hope you and your friends watch. Play it over and over, make it the binge watch. Cause ain't nobody sympathetic, regret it. Cause yes, it's unleaded. I bet you they call it pathetic when you suffering. It's lesson, respect, and forever neglect. So forget it, guess they'll never connect with you, they still buffering. Cause any and every impossible obstacle that's put in front of you, they treat it like you giving them TMI. Courageously outdating, mentally outplaying, upstaging me, lock caging me, where the key to my.
I'm already a time bomb, conscious enough to cut its own wires. Do not be what expedites a countdown. I'm trying to halt from hitting alignments of zeros. Otherwise, the nuclear wind will be no one's fault but Joe's. Talk to him, rap.
I ain't got you, you ain't got me, we ain't got we. I need, tell me where you be, share with me. I don't care who see, I need, cause I ain't got you, you ain't got me, we ain't got we. I need, tell me where you be, share with me. I don't care who see, I mean, from the manipulated mind of a child that's wrongfully abused to the institutionalized ways of a criminal unlawfully accused. From the misunderstood and or woman sinking down into depression. Hold on, never let go. I understand you clear. I hope this catered to your progression.